Hello again, y'all. Back here bringing you another Deadpool video. I haven't done them in a long time, and I love Deadpool. So we're gonna get back into the little storyline of Deadpool kills Deadpool. And this one's going to be the story of Lady Deadpool. That'd be hot. Lady Deadpool. That's if you're into the whole full body scarring and yeah. Alright. Let's go. Comics Explained.
So in our last video about Deadpool, I asked you guys the question, which version of Deadpool should we do next? And by a very slim margin, our winner turned out to be Lady Deadpool. So without further ado, I present our next Deadpool character, Lady Deadpool. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go in the chronology of Lady Deadpool, at least what I believe is the chronology of Lady Deadpool. So we're going to jump out of her, comic book appearances in terms of the appearance chronology, and we're going to go with her character. And so what we do is we jump to 2010 with The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, which is a single one-shot solo story featuring what seems to be the backstory of Lady Deadpool. And what we find out is that in this alternate reality, Lady Deadpool is more of a hermit. She simply hates being around people. She just lives inside of her own home, and she's more or less a person who is in a lot of ways almost exactly like the Earth 616 Deadpool. But what happens is that while she's spending time, with herself, that her cable goes out, and so as a result, she's forced to go outside of her apartment into the general public, where it's revealed that she ends up having to deal with people. But what we also find out is there's some kind of massive, maybe rebellion taking place, where people are taking to the streets and all different kinds of things. And so we don't really know how it was this set of events came to be. All we really know is that at some point along the line, a revolution broke out between the federal government and the American people. And so what we do here is we pick up with Lady Deadpool as she's going about trying to figure out what's going on, and she comes across a failed actor named Charles. But Charles, the way he's given to us, is an extremely attractive person, and so Lady Deadpool immediately becomes smitten with him. And so she basically does everything she can to impress him, to basically garner his attention. But what Charles is doing here is he's trying to step into the role of being a revolutionary, of being someone that people can look up to take a stance against the government. Now, while all this is going on, Lady Deadpool is being watched by the future leaders of the rebellion, of the resistance army. And so the question is, what are they going to do with regards to attaining her assistance? And so what we learn is that once they basically garner her assistance, we're not really told how exactly it is that they manage to do this, but we find that she's basically the bodyguard for Charles. And so what she does is follow Charles on his speaking tours. And the more she spends time with him, the more she starts to fall in love with him. But it's more of this really weird kind of backwards version of love. That is to say, every single thing he does that happens to happen in her favor, she thinks is him coming out and saying that he loves her. And so what happens is that on one of his speaking engagements, that a man steps up and begins screaming at Charles. The reason being because this man's wife and children left him to join Charles' rebellion. And so when he asked why it is this had happened, Charles simply makes a statement of, look at the man and then look at Charles, and the reason is because that man's just not attractive. And so what happens here is the man gets angry and throws his shoe at Charles, and then Lady Deadpool jumps in the way to save Charles from the assault of this shoe, at which point she then turns her gun on this unnamed man and shoots him to death. And so what happens here while all this is taking place again is we find that Captain America, or General America in this reality, is siding with the loyalists. He's fighting on behalf of the government. And so what we learn is that the current girlfriend of Charles, a redheaded woman that's simply referred to as Ginger by Lady Deadpool, but whose actual name is Sloane, is apparently a sleeper agent for General America, who is basically spying on Charles. And so what happens here is it eventually comes to light what it is that's going on, and General America appears to Charles and says that he's being taken away, and he's being taken back to some sort of facility that belongs to the government because he's been branded as a traitor. And so what happens here is we jump back to this facility, and we find that a person who apparently knew Charles in high school is now the individual who's leading this rebellion, or leading this new army that fights on behalf of the government. And so as a result, he basically, guess, more or less mocks Charles here. And he gives us the backstory of saying that when Charles was younger, he was very unattractive. He had surgical work done to make himself attractive. But the fact remains is that he's sort of being goaded. But again, while this is happening, Lady Deadpool has apparently retreated back to her apartment after having been defeated or being stunned by Sloane. And so as a result, she's joined by the future leaders of the Rebel Army, or I guess the now leaders of the Rebel Army, and they enlist her aid to fight on behalf of the rebels against the federal government, but only if Lady Deadpool, or I guess if they will show Lady Deadpool where it is that Charles is being held at. And so what happens is Lady Deadpool and these rebel forces head to the military base that's ran by the federal government, and as a result, she does her best to try to free Charles, but in the process, Charles is presumably injured and most likely killed, and Lady Deadpool takes this time to basically kiss Charles, which again is really this kind of weird thing. Now, with that origin story, with that backstory out of the way, now we jump to the good stuff. The actual first appearance that Lady Deadpool had is in Deadpool Merc with a Mouth, issue number 7, I believe. And Deadpool Merc with a Mouth was a series for Deadpool whereby he was trying to return the zombified head of Deadpool, referred to as Headpool, back to the zombie universe. And what this did is it gave us a series of Deadpools, but pretty much all these Deadpools were killed off. But in issue number 7, he encounters Lady Deadpool. Now, when he encounters Lady Deadpool, she's already fighting on behalf of the government, on behalf of the rebel forces against the government. And so she's fighting General America. And so what happens here is that while she's fighting General America, that General America seems to be at a point whereby he's about to deal a killing blow to Lady Deadpool, and then Deadpool from Earth 616 jumps in and he saves Lady Deadpool. And so basically the two of them are able to defeat General America here, and as a result, Lady Deadpool says there has to be something she can do to repay Deadpool for his actions, and so the two of them kiss. And almost immediately after they kiss, they regret it. Because as far as they say, it's like kissing themselves. It's really sort of the screwed up thing. And so what Deadpool says is he's going to take the head of Headpool, he's going to take the head of the zombie Deadpool, and he's going to continue on his mission to get it back to the zombie universe. And that's where we end. That's where we stop with this version of Lady Deadpool. Now, from here, we jump to Prelude to the Deadpool Corps, issue number 1. And this, again, is the final part of this video with regards to Lady Deadpool. We find that Lady Deadpool is continuing to fight against the forces of America on behalf of the rebels. And so what we find is that General America is still alive, but that his arm has been removed. And the reason why his arm was removed was because in Deadpool Merc with a Mouth, Deadpool had thrown the head of zombie Deadpool at General America in order to defeat General America. And as a result, he had to cut off the arm of General America to keep the zombie plague from spreading. And so what we do is we find that again, as Lady Deadpool is continuing to fight on behalf of the rebels, that she's able to take down 2 helicopters, and then her and General America start fighting once again. And so as the two of them are going at it, we find that Deadpool from Earth 616 appears yet again and says that the whole reason why he's here is because he has to recruit Lady Deadpool for the purpose of saving the multiverse. And so what happens is that General America realizes that Deadpool has returned, and again, all 3 of these people start fighting one another again. And so what happens is that while General America is fighting Deadpool from Earth 616, that Lady Deadpool stabs General America through the leg, and when she stabs him through the leg, it causes a momentary enough distraction that Deadpool can knock him out using his sword handle. And so as a result, Lady Deadpool says that she'll join Deadpool as they go about and try to save the multiverse. With that being said, that brings the end of our video with regards to Lady Deadpool. Now, my personal opinion, I think Headpool's a lot more interesting, and so what we'll do in the next video is we'll talk about Headpool, and then from there, we'll jump into Deadpool Kills Deadpool. With that being said, I will catch you guys later. Peace. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. There you can keep up with all the updates from Comics Explained and talk to me directly.
I love this story, how it just keeps getting more and more Deadpools. Because it's the conclusion it comes to when who they end up referring to as Darkpool, an evil Deadpool, the one bent on destroying everything. he was the one from Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. And it's him and his army going toe to toe with our Deadpool and the Deadpool Corps. So it's a really cool story. Tell me what you like most about Deadpool. Which version of Deadpool maybe you like the most. And thanks for watching. See you guys with the next vid.